Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another episode of Battle of the North. A smoky start from Daps in the left bottom corner. What are you saying, brother? I'm going to introduce you first. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what? I'm a bit delicate from yesterday. Yesterday was a long day. Long day in your neck of the woods. But yeah, man, I've had a good day. Been to see Little Mermaid. People, take your little sisters, take your kids, whatever. The film's dope, man. The film's dope.
Mad.
And who's the little crab in it? Remember the crab in the original one? Yeah,
I didn't even watch the original one.
Right. So in the original one, there's a crab, and he's West Indian in it.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
But in the film, he's next level West Indian. Like, they've really gone all out with it. Like really have. My daughter was doing impressions of it in that. I was like, that's how your granddad speaks. So you need to behave.
Madness. Husam, brother, talk to me. How are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm happy the season's over. Finally, we can move on from this crap. So when the referee blew the whistle against Southampton, I was like, thank God this shit's over with. So listen, I'm here so I don't get fined. That's why I'm here. So
Flawless, brother, talk to me. How you doing, Mr. Take Note, Sarcasm City TV? Come on.
Yeah, man, you already know I'm blessed. Looking forward to the show as always. Big up for having me as always on here. Matisse, much appreciated. Big up to Sam. Big up to Daps. Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm all blessed. Went and seen the new Fast and Furious as well. Like, yeah, they taking it to a whole new level, man. Like with the unrealistic nonsense. I'm all for it though. Yeah. Like that's what I'm fully invested in. I'm like, let's see how far they'll take it. Like, they
what is? Go on. I feel like we might have had this conversation before. What is your? Because I've got one. There's one moment in one of the Fast and Furiouses, where someone, like, I think there's a car crash and the person's flying through the air and a guy
catches the girl,
catches her, lands on the body, just like,
it's horrendous.
Absolutely, works it off. You know what the craziest part is about all the mad stunts like that? Man's clothes be in perfect condition, not a scratch, not a
single scratch, not a cut,
nothing. Man looks
not even bleeding, just everything's fine.
Nothing. And I'm just like, let's see how far. Like, there's points when I was watching it, I laughed out loud. I'm like, yo, they really pushing this to the.
Bro, he's got
no spoilers, but there's a part where where his kid jumps, so they're driving alongside each other. The kid jumps out of one car into the other, like he's Iron Man or some shit.
Yeah,
like
you can do that.
Yeah,
I'm like, let's see how
through the
far
smallest of gaps as well.
Yeah.
Like, as long as the windows are rolled down, completely no problem. Go from one window to another. It's not an issue.
When people say this on things like that, though, go, yeah, but it's not realistic. You're like, it's a film, innit? Right? If you want to live real life, just go outside your front door. You go.
I still believe they're taking it too far, though. I can't lie.
No. But that's the thing that has drawn me in, Matisse. I'm like, how far will they take it? Like, I'm waiting for them to pull up and fight the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, are they gonna fight Harry Potter? Are they gonna go to Hogwarts? Are they gonna do a crossover with Jurassic Park? I'm like, let's push this to the.
I agree.
It's time to see where they go. Nah, they need to carry on, man.
They must be stopped as a franchise and as an institution. It's time to stop.
It needs to carry on, man. Let's see how far they'll go, man.
There's another, what's it called, coming out as well, isn't there? Mission Impossible.
Also, I was saying to you guys before we started, Man United fans are not happy today. Not happy today at all. They seem to be very aggy, very irritated fan base today. They don't feel like they're getting their flowers. So, maybe I'm doing them an injustice. I just wanted to come here today and ask you guys what you thought of it, right? I gave them a B. And I said that in terms of manager of the year, which is usually an award you give to someone who's done the most impressive job with the resources given to them, I said that I have 5 managers ahead of Ten Hag for Premier League.
Who would have 5?
Emery's ahead of him in terms of the job he's done. De Zerbi's ahead of him in terms of the job he's done. Eddie Howe, Pep, and one of either Arteta or even Gary O'Neill, but you could have your pick in there.
Why no Roy Hodgson, please?
Because he's too late in the conversation. But great job. But like, listen, I think Ten Hag did a really good job this season. I said Poch, I would like Poch to do a similar job. If Poch can do the same job Ten Hag did this year, I'll be very happy. But I don't think what Ten Hag did is miraculous or incredible or out of this world. Or I don't think it's with the resources he's had, because he spent a lot of money in the summer, right? Let's not lie. And with what he's accomplished in the league, if he does the cup double, then I'll elevate him.
Yeah, because this was league only, right? So it wasn't the cup competitions included.
Yeah, it wasn't the cup. It wasn't the cup competition. It's a Premier League because it's not fair otherwise because some of the other managers are not in Europe. The thing is with Man United is that there's a Man United's got a massive fan base, so they're represented in every comment section. They're saying, because Man United weren't expected to finish in the top 4, you have to. I was like, did anybody expect Bournemouth to stay up with 5 weeks or 6 weeks to go?
That's why you give the Bournemouth man. That's why you give Gary O'Neill credit for that. But you also, like you say, give Ten Hag credit for what it was, because even after we spent the money, top 4 wasn't, especially because after we bought Casemiro and Anthony. That was after the first 2 games of the season. So the expectations were even lower than they was at the start, just in general, I'm talking about. So as the managers you mentioned, have they done a very good job? Absolutely. But so has Ten Hag as well. Because we weren't expected to be here. People can say, spent money. Your club spent 600 million. And spent money before that and finished.
I put us in the ungradable.
Sam's club over the last 2 seasons has spent 200 million and gone backwards also. So the whole thing of spending money automatically means you are going to improve. No, you not only do you have to spend the money well, then you have to utilize those players that you then have bought. Because a lot of people don't rate. People will tell you how bad the players are we signed. In particular, Anthony. He's criticized heavily. So then, if we're gonna criticize Anthony heavily, he then can't be used and said, well, you spent X amount. If you don't forget the amount, if you don't rate the player, you don't rate the player. I think Anthony's done decent. But that's just
let's put some context on this. So, who did you give an A?
Manchester City. I gave Arsenal league performance an A. I gave Newcastle. I gave Brighton, and Brentford, and I think that may have been it. Maybe Aston Villa.
All right, so I see. This is a thing. I think a B's a good solid result. A B's a first season for your manager to come in and get a B. I think
B's fair. I wouldn't give us an A. I think a B is fair. I think where I'm thinking against is the whole manager of the year. He's under much more pressure than the majority of the managers you mentioned. So that I take that into consideration. We can't get beat 5-1 at home to Everton and it's not spoken about. You man will still be going on about that now. We got packed 5-1 at home to Sean Dyche's Everton. That will be a conversation. We lost 1-0 back-to-back against West Ham and Brighton, and Ten Hag out was a genuine conversation. And the job he's doing, and everything's over-exaggerated with us. And of course, that's what comes with it. So if everything's over-exaggerated when it goes wrong, when it goes right, then we have to also give credit to that. Because people spoke about our away form all season. Like I said, our away form is not good enough. But if you looked at the form chart, you would think we was 12th, 13th, 14th in away form in which people spoke about it. We had I don't know what we finalized. I'm actually going to check. But I know before the last game of the season, it was 5th. We're not good enough, but nowhere near. It's not horrendous. It's just poor.
I don't know. I think,
but I think a B is fair though. I do think a B is fair.
I think a B is fair.
I probably would have said B minus, to be honest.
People were genuinely angry. I don't know why. I mean, same like someone's questioning why did Brighton get an A, because they qualified for Europe for the first time in their history, and they played incredible football.
Let's also be clear. And they lost the manager.
They lost the manager. They lost their player of the year. They lost their recruitment team. They lost everything. Basically, and they still managed to not only get better, but they actually they massively improved. Husam, what about you? What do you think I'm being harsh here? What's like your rating of Man United's season, and like what do you, because you didn't think they would get top 4, did you? So are you impressed because you didn't have them to get top 4?
Yeah, but my predictions has nothing to do with it. This is just weak logic. Like, if you you just use your club. If I say I don't think Chelsea are gonna get top 4, but they win their first 25 games, you can't come tell me, oh my God, your prediction, blah blah blah. So even if they fail to win the league, it doesn't matter. Because if I use that logic for Arsenal, then you should give Arsenal an A star then, because no one predicted them to finish second at the start of the season. So we can't use that logic. The predictions logic is just weak. It depends on the context of your own team and the context of other teams. The truth is, me and Matisse's clubs have both been embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Tottenham have been embarrassing as well. In a normal season where, I get 4 extra wins, he gets, I don't know, like 15 extra wins or whatever, and has a normal season.
15.
Probably
extra
even
wins.
Brighton don't even get Europa League. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. So, like, it's not just Man United context. It applies all the way throughout. You know, the fact that Brighton and Villa both got Europe is an indication of how shit this year's league has been. You know, so that's another thing. So for me, if you ask me, you know, Carabao Cup is the least valuable trophy in the Premier League.
Premier League only.
What's up?
Yeah, it's just Premier League only.
Premier League, no cups
Oh,
involved.
Premier League only.
Yeah,
but I'm saying even if you include it, the Carabao Cup is like the least valuable trophy. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's a whole different conversation.
I think no, but hear me out. If you won Europa League, this conversation completely different because that's like much more prestigious than Carabao Cup. Even FA Cup is a lot more prestigious than Carabao Cup as well. So I think it's fair you give a B. Flawless said B-. I think you could even go as far as like say maybe a C+. Because they did get top 4 whilst everyone else failed to get it. It's just the truth. So they deserve to be ahead of us. So I'm not one of them ones who's going to say, oh my God, we deserve to finish above Man United. Blah, blah, blah. No. They deserve to finish above of us. 100%. They've been better than us all year long. And that's why if you were to ask me, for example, my club, I give my club an F. So, you know, I'm just being fair throughout. So I probably give United like a C+, B-, B in that range. I think all those you could argue are fair. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think above B is you doing too much. Because there's only a couple of clubs in the entire league that deserve above that. I think Newcastle, you could give A star as well, not just A. I think Man City, you could give A star, not just A. You could even argue Arsenal get an A based on you know, this entire season. Them finishing second is also an A. So Brighton, I agree with Matisse completely. Brighton, I think 10 years ago, was a yo-yo club. Brighton 10 years ago almost got relegated under Chris Hughton. So now we're actually saying Brighton Football Club in the Europa League. Not conference, Europa League. You know, by the Europa League, by the way. Like, it's not even like the worst competition. And another club low-key as well that you could give an A to, and I know people might not like this, but it's the truth, is Aston Villa. Because they sacked manager mid-season, got in a manager, and have went on an unbelievable run since Unai Emery's been there, and also managed to somehow get Europe. So those are the ones that deserve A. Other than that, you get your B's, your C's, your D's, your F's. You know, so it's
Fulham. I think Fulham have had a damn good season as well. We have to remember this is Fulham's first season back in the Premier League. And I know they dropped off a little bit towards the end, but I think Fulham have had there was times where, I mean, look, I can just say from a City point of view, Fulham gave us 2 of our hardest games of the season. We won them both, but both of them were kind of, you know, they weren't a walk in the park or nothing. So I think Fulham deserved their props as well. And do you know what? I had this on Never a Foul earlier. We were having a conversation about the surprises of the season, and we were doing all like Leicester, how bad Leicester have been. That's a surprise. Newcastle, someone said. I said not really, because their form from January till May was top 3, so they've just continued their form. And then I thought, do you know what? Arsenal is one of the surprises of the season, because if we're talking the season, we did not go into this season. Last season, they finished in the top. They finished 5th last season, right? And if we are talking about going into the season, it was Tottenham fans telling us that they were going to have a good season. It wasn't Arsenal fans saying we're going to have a solid season this season. It was Tottenham fans, and Arsenal actually, you know, being top for 93% of the season. Now the season is over. Now for me, the banter with Arsenal fans is done until next year. We have to actually give them credit and say, do you know what? Considering where you started, that's a damn good season for you.
And to get to this, obviously, Jay, it's because we said it's Premier League only, but in regards to this, A for others is different because everyone's expectations is different.
You can't just say that everybody who gets in Champions League's a A. Everybody who gets Europa League's a B. Conference League's a C, and everybody else gets a D. That's not how it works.
For example, if
because I'd give Liverpool an F and Brighton an A.
What would City get then? Let's be real. If we're really doing that, then we look at City on 89 points and go, well, are we going to give City a C?
Oh, exactly.
If City finished 4th, City would get no more than a C. Probably even a D.
D. Maybe even an E.
Like everyone, even though we're rating it, everyone's not on the same playing field. So an A for others is different.
No, by definition, you have different standards.
This logic is absolutely absurd. You're trying to tell me you have the same standard for Fulham and Bournemouth, who just come up from the Championship, as you have for Manchester United. How can you say that everybody has the same standard when everybody spends differently and has different quality of squad and different quality
Let's
of
be clear.
management.
The standards
this
of the
is why-
objectives.
and this
The
is
standards.
why-
The standards of the
said-
objectives of the board.
Bro,
And
what
there's
we
no
doing?
way. There's no way that Fulham's board or Bournemouth's board have gone. By the way, if you don't get us
Oh,
top
yeah.
4, you're you're not achieving none of
Bro,
your
can you
objectives.
imagine? But this
Guys,
is why I said.
Bournemouth
But this is
failed
why I
because they
said what I
didn't get
said.
top 4. Bournemouth are failures. They should have got top 4. You know, big up Bournemouth.
Bro,
Exactly,
Bournemouth
Dalot,
have
that's
massively
the same, man.
underachieved this season. In their first Premier League season, they didn't even get top 4. Listen, this is why I said what I said. It may have been a little bit inflammatory for a lot of people, but because Big Six clubs are so represented on YouTube, people just want to dismiss and forget everything that has been done from the mid-table teams or the teams that have qualified for Europe. Where if you go to everyone's predictions, everybody had Bournemouth to finish bottom of the league. They comfortably survived. They finished the relegation battle for them was over in mid-April.
They were on the beach in the last
They were
like
on the
5
beach.
games. 6
How
games.
do you not give credit to that? How can you predict for Bournemouth to be bottom and they finish comfortably in the table, and then you're talking to me about Manchester United going from 6th to 3rd by the skin of their teeth because it could have been 4th? What? so
I'm very mad. I do agree that, like, it's crazy.
Matter.
Like a B, the thing is, a B is not bad. Like someone would have told me United would have had a B at the start of the season. I would have said, you are smoking. There's no chance we would have a B this season. The fact that we got a B, I'm over the moon about. That I can sit here and legitimately give an argument as to why it's a B off the Premier League season. I'm over the moon without. Our Premier League season could have not gone any better. Just saying Premier League people. Yes, there's results and things of that nature that I can look at, but I'm saying overall, if someone would have said, you'll finish 3rd, I'll go, all right. Because I was saying highest is 5th at the start of the season.
No, but
It's
even
very
overall with a Carabao Cup, you still give it a B. You know, that's a good season.
Yeah.
Because
Carabao
Carabao
Cup.
No. It's worth a plus. But I'd go, if we're going overall, I give it a B plus because it's the
Okay, but
Carabao
here's the
Cup
thing,
is worth a
flawless. Okay, so
Go
now
on.
I ask you then. So if
Go
you
on.
won the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, then what you'd give it?
I would have given what a Europa League and Carabao Cup and top 3.
Yes.
Oh, that's an A.
Yes.
That's an A.
Okay,
Overall,
but
that's an A.
see,
Yeah.
now we agree. But it depends on the prestige of the trophy as well.
Yeah,
That's why City
all I
winning
said
the
is that
Prem.
it would go if we were to add with the Carabao Cup and a 3rd place and a 3rd place finish. I hear a B or a B plus. If we pick up if we pick up the FA Cup, that's an A minus.
And if we
No,
can keep
FA
the
Cup, I
standards
agree.
thing,
But
if we
Carabao
keep
Cup
the
is very
standards-
valuable.
So what do you think we've had? So what do you think we've had overall then, Husam? Right now.
I
Top 3
said
and just
B is
Carabao
fair.
Cup.
I said B
Okay,
minus.
so we're
It's
arguing
fair.
a plus. I said B plus with that. I said B plus.
I'm
We're
keeping
talking
it the
Premier
same.
League.
I
Okay,
kept it
fine.
in my mind anyway whilst doing the ratings because I'm just
Well,
saying, look, had you won the Europa League, I think that elevates your season a lot higher. If you win the FA Cup, which you won't, but if you do, then then that conversation
Kiss of
changes.
death.
But-
So we're arguing a plus point because you're saying it's a B overall.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
saying
yeah,
it's
but
B plus.
my problem is with what Jay's saying, basically.
Oh,
that's my
yeah,
problem.
I don't even agree with Jay.
My
He's
problem
backing
is
my
this
club.
guy's out here. So basically, guys, Bournemouth failed. They should have finished first. All 90 teams failed. Bro, it's so it's so dumb because
No, because
every
somebody
person
else
on
said
Earth-
this on Twitter. They did, yeah. They were like,
Every
you know what it was,
person on
Husam?
Earth, by the
Husam,
way.
it was sorry, it was just to give you an extra thing to your point. Someone on Twitter was like, Lens, Union Berlin, and funnily enough, they threw Arsenal in there as well. None of these teams have qualified for the Champions League in the last 7 or 20 years span, and they're not allowed to be happy about qualifying for it because they didn't win the league. Bro, I was like, what?
No,
But
but
look
you
at
know
that
what?
Bournemouth team. Forget comparing Bournemouth to Man United or Liverpool or Chelsea or whoever. Compare Bournemouth to the teams around them. Every single one of us would probably take a player from Leicester or 2 players from Leicester. They got relegated. No one's taking any from Bournemouth. You ain't gonna sit up here and tell me you'd take Philip Billing or some shit. No one's taking any Bournemouth player. No one's taking the Bournemouth manager. No one. Honestly, I don't even know his name. I don't know if it's like Luke O'Neill
Gary
or something
O'Neill,
like
man. It's Gary O'Neill, man.
Gary O'Neill.
That's
See?
Gary
I was
O'Neill.
close.
Respect Gary.
Wallahi,
Respect Gary, man.
Al-Azim, I didn't make it up. I don't even know his name. And somehow they managed to stay up. And their nickname is the Cherries, and they play at the Vitality.
Oh,
not
you know
even
the
like-
cherries bit, didn't you, Big Cherry? You're the
Not-
biggest
not
one of
even-
them all.
But not even like an intimidating ground or anything. So we have to compare them. Even
Sorry,
if
can
you
you
forget
just
comparing
remind me,
them
what
to
was
us,
your score against
compare
Bournemouth
them to
this
the
season?
clubs around them. Bro, Everton were fighting relegation. Everton were
crazy.
fighting relegation.
Yeah,
And
this is
Bournemouth are safe.
this
Come,
is-
come on, like, and you're telling
And
me,
if you
oh,
go
it's
through
irrelevant.
that, if you go through that Leicester team, you go through Maddison, Tielemans, Iheanacho, Harvey Barnes, Ndidi, Sumare,
Now, hold on, can I stop you there? Indeedy hype needs to done now, right?
Oh yeah,
I get it.
There is no hype for Indeedy.
There was. Remember that season?
There was a couple of years ago. But my point is
now,
that there's a lot more big names in that squad.
For Bournemouth.
Yeah, there's a lot more big names in that squad. That team last season, Leicester finished 8th, right? So this is why people had Bournemouth to go down and Fulham, because Leicester, no one had Leicester to go down. Leicester finished 8th. You would say maybe bottom half max. So Leicester get an F. Of course they do. So I don't know. I think that, yeah, like I said, the big clubs, we have this microscope. Sometimes we just look at our own, little group and we'll say, oh yeah, we overachieved. I'm like, okay, maybe you overachieved a little bit.
You know what?
It's not out of the question that Man United finish in the top 4. Like
let's put it this way.
It's out of the question if they won the league, then they get.
I think Man United fans are seriously. Some Man United fans are seriously disrespecting their own club if they think finishing in the top 4 is a miraculous achievement.
Yeah, I won't go as far as to say it's miraculous, but it's surprising. That's what I would say. Miraculous is too strong, but it's very surprising. Because if I was convinced we was not going to,
yeah, but I think you're very
going to.
You're very scarred.
No, I'm very scarred, but it's by these players. Like, look at the team we had at that. I'm not adding in because you got to think when the season started. Like, take out Casemiro,
you didn't have Casemiro.
take out.
Have to deal.
We didn't have these 2 players at the start of the season. Bear in mind how the first 2 games went. I'm like, yo, we don't even finish top 8. Like, this is peak. I'll rate these, man. I've said this for the longest. That's why I give Ten Hag an incredible drop. But Premier League, I don't think you're far off with a B. I like it. Like, a B is a good result. I guess that on the test, I'm like, yeah, man.
Jay's comment. I have to deal with this guy now. Sorry, he's in my head.
Again, this guy really wants all the attention.
Put this bucket's comment up because I like to deal with the dumb people. Listen here, Jay. I'm a Liverpool fan. You need to understand, right? Bournemouth, based on expectations, get an A. Liverpool get an F. Okay? I'm a Liverpool fan here. I'm wearing the shirt. We get an F. So you don't just look at it like a robot and just look at the Premier League table and go like, oh, they finished here, so it's an A, like a dumbass. Every person on earth, every person and his dog, my mother who does not watch football predicted Bournemouth to go down. Everyone said Bournemouth are going to be 20th. They escaped relegation with 7-8 games to go. Exactly. They started booking their holidays in April. And you want me to sit here and have the same expectation for Bournemouth as Man United and for Bournemouth as Liverpool? Guys, so now let's readjust based on Jay's logic. No, I have to deal with this dumbass. So let's readjust based on Jay's logic. So based on Jay's logic, Liverpool have had a B season because we finished 5th and we got Europe, Bournemouth have had an F season because D, because they almost got relegated. So Bournemouth have had a worse season than Liverpool just because we finished above them. Do you understand the problem with your argument?
Listen,
now, dumbass? Everyone said Bournemouth relegation, they escaped it. Khalas, done. So
I said in January, if Manchester City just win an FA Cup and don't win the Premier League, that is a bad season. A bad season, right? Yeah. And if City finished 3rd this season, that is a bad season, right? Mm-hmm. I'd be giving it a C absolute, depending on what we do in other. I'm giving it a C absolute best.
If City had the season United had, you're gonna get rated a lower grade. I'm saying
exactly.
a B. I'm saying a B. But if you lot finish 3rd, it's a C or a D for you lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Liverpool get an F. Yeah. And it's accurate.
That's why Chelsea get a U. Chelsea don't even get
no one here or anywhere on earth predicted Liverpool outside top 4. Even people who predicted a 4th.
Oh, I looked at mine in January. Do you know what? I saw I never foul early. We pulled up our predictions we did at the end of the January transfer window. And even then, I was still saying, I'm sorry, Liverpool are getting top 4. Right?
So
that's how I predicted Liverpool. So 100%, man, you have to take in.
No, but listen,
what we say now that if Luton come up and Luton don't get top 10, then
if Luton don't win the league, it's an awful season.
Hey, I'm going to say this right now.
Avoid relegation in their literally, my man cave is better than their ground, right? Then that's a bad season for Luton now.
Hey, I'm taking this right now, Daps. If Luton finish 17th, it's an A. If they finish 17th, just avoid. Like I generally couldn't care that because we will probably all predict Luton to go down as well. If they finish 17th and avoid relegation on goal difference, it's an A season. I swear, I couldn't get that.
But it's a valid point what you said as well, though. They did. The Bournemouth did it with 7. Like it's not like Forest and who was the other team that avoided it yesterday? Forest and one other team, and Everton. They avoided it on the last day of the season. No, Bournemouth did their.
Forest were already
decided.
Well,
Bournemouth decided February time. Said, you know what, we are not leaving this to the last minute, and went on one hell of a run and said, thank you, 7 games to go. We'll see you later. We're going to put our feet up.
That's why context of points is important because a lot of people will look at Man City's 89 points and say, oh, that's not that high in comparison, but we all know what happened. Man City, if they needed to, would have hit 9.
Oh, yeah, there's been Arsenal fans yesterday saying, if we only would have won, 2 games, we would have won the league. And it's like, well, no, silly. Did you see the Manchester City yesterday against Brentford did not have Diaz, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Haaland, Grealish, Bernardo, all
in an actual race to the end, Man City would have finished on 89 points.
I can't lie, Jay got on my nerves there.
Simplistic, foolish logic right there.
Yeah, I still can't
He
get
just
over the
got on my nerves, honestly.
It's like if United would have had the season Liverpool had, we wouldn't be here giving it an F. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
we would
have. An F based off of what Liverpool were expected to do. If we did what Liverpool did and finished 5th, we'd probably be like, C-, but because of Liverpool, like context, like standards does matter. I'm saying.
And in return, if Liverpool finished 3rd and won the Carabao Cup, I ain't going to give the season a B either. It's going to be like a C.
B, B+. It's
or C- or a D.
Yeah.
So, like,
Chelsea don't get an F. Chelsea get a U. Ungradable. I don't want Chelsea to get a grade alongside any club because even Southampton, Leeds, you can understand how they've got relegated. Like, that's not a shock. So they got an F. Chelsea don't get to sit on the same level as these teams in terms of grading. They have to get a U. I'm sorry. It's just outrageous.
But they finished 12th, so they deserve a higher rating according to Jay. So we have to one with F, Chelsea A. You get me? 12.
Oh, can I also ask as well? Obviously, the 3 teams that went down: Leicester, you had Southampton, you had Leeds. If you had to take one player from these teams, who is you guys taking? Leeds is probably the most difficult, but the 3 relegated teams for your sides, who would you take?
Easy. Leicester, Maddison, 100%. I've been the advocate for
even though he's quite injury prone.
Yeah, even like we'll figure that out. You know what I'm saying? He played. I looked at his appearances. He's played not every game, but he's played enough to the point where I go, yeah, all right, bring Maddison to my club. In terms of who was the other? Who's the other relegated side?
So just the relegated side. So you have Leicester, you have Leeds, Southampton.
Oh, Lavia, easy from Southampton. Without doubt, I'm taking Lavia. Leeds is tough. I'm just glad they're gone. Yeah, hold that, Leeds. You know what I'm saying? You pricks. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you lot got relegated. Hold that. Enjoy the fucking championship. You know what I'm saying? Don't come back for another 16 years. You know what I'm saying? Double that. So happy they're gone, man. That was the best
I don't co-sign that statement. I'm happy Leicester are gone, personally. I have a strong dislike for Leicester. Because they always sing anti-Liverpool chants as well, like aggressively, so they can hold that. They
you prefer
I hope you never come back. Even though I'm not a match goer, Leicester can suck my Arab, you know what, with the sand on it.
And
so
you know what, for me,
and I hope they never come back again. With all
Leicester can go down for me for that dickhead Leicester fan that kicked someone in the face as they were dropping to the floor yesterday.
I just hate Leicester.
You can hold that for kicking an old man when they're dropping to the floor. You dickheads.
Honestly.
Yeah. Would you not want Everton to go down this time?
But can I just say one thing? You know, I was thinking about this yesterday regarding the relegation stuff, Matisse. And you know, like, you would say out of the 3, of course, other than Leicester is in there as well, as in like, they surprised us by going down, but you'd say Southampton going down as well is a little bit of a shock because we sat here like Southampton. You look at their team on paper, bro. Low-key, they've got a couple of ballers in there. They got Lavia, Ward-Prowse doing his set piece thing. You know, they've got Alcaraz, they've got Bella Kotchap, who he's even linked to big clubs and stuff. Like, they got a couple of ballers in there, you know? It's not like they're going down and it's just a crap team. For me, Leeds is the one who Leeds is just poor planning all over. Yeah. Can't sign a correct player to save their life. Even that guy, bro, you see that guy they signed, that striker they signed. They signed some random striker, 40 million from the Bundesliga. Honestly, one of the worst players I've seen in my whole life in the Prem. Like, he's just absolute dog shit. He doesn't even score a goal, didn't do nothing for them. I even forgot his name. That's how crap he was. Soleimana as well from Southampton. Bro, they got a couple of ballers, you know, Southampton.
That's the guy. At one point.
Is it this guy? Who's this guy? I've not even...
Bro, there's a guy called Rutter. They signed from the Bundesliga like 40 million. Yeah. He come and they scored a goal for them. And let me just say this, yeah?
Did he play much? Because I know obviously Rodrigo stole the show and Bamford was missing hella.
Rodrigo's the guy I'd take from Leeds as a backup.
Rodrigo, yeah. I'd take, if I was to go through, I'd go Rodrigo, Lavia, and and Leicester.
You're struggling with Bournemouth.
Probably Maddison, but
oh no, Bournemouth stayed up.
Very, very injury prone. But he played 11 games and he scored no goals.
I take Lavia Bella Kochap. I take Maddison unwillingly, and because I have to. And from Leeds, I take Rodrigo as backup right wing. I think he'd do well. Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, he'd be good. I said Meslier. You see, let me tell you something about this Meslier guy. He's dog shit. Meslier is dog shit. Can't say
he's young, but for a goalkeeper. But nah, we're not
shit. You know who he reminds me of? Simon Mignolet. He got a rep for saving. You know, let me tell you something. You know, just real quick. And me and Daps can tell this better than anyone here. You know what's real tough goalkeeping? When you concede your first chance in the 82nd minute and the keeper saves it. Yeah. That is real tough goalkeeping. You know, saving 9 shots out of 10 in half an hour is not tough goalkeeping. That's different. You're consistently under pressure. Your concentration levels are high.
That's how you get ratio. That's how goalkeepers get. You'll see these goalkeepers who spend their whole time defending. So they play for a team, their whole time defending, and ultimately, if you can concede a couple and you've still got a better ratio than, say, if City or Liverpool get attacked once, right, and concede a goal, right, that's a 0% ratio right there of saving, right, just because it's one shot. It's simple maths. You're spot on with that, and it doesn't get spoke about enough. It's also the fact that as a goalkeeper, you've got to keep your attention on the game when literally for 85 minutes you're just stood there watching, and then all of a sudden you're expected to be warmed up and ready to go.
The season we won the league, we were 2-1 up against Brighton. I believe it was at Anfield. Not even 2-1. It was 1-0. We were 1-0 up. Brighton had their first chance, 85th minute. I still remember till this day. Glenn Murray header from like 6 yards out. Allison saves it. He just saved you 3 points. He just put 3 points on your Premier League table. These things matter, man. So the keepers who have concentration levels high like that, they deserve. And you know, let me just say this about Everton as well. You see, Everton, this is the second escape they've had. Yeah. Inshallah, next year, relegation. Inshallah, relegation for Everton Football Club. You know, Everton should be embarrassed. Everton are embarrassing football club. You look at their team, on paper, and you're like, how the fuck are they here to begin with? Their team on paper, really bad, how are they here? Yeah. How? You look at their team, and it ain't even that bad compared to the rest of them.
Because they had a shocking manager. That's why, fam. That's what it was. They had a shocking manager. Let's not forget that. They had one of the worst managers.
People have been asking, what's the worst team? Is it Frank Lampard's Everton or Frank Lampard's Chelsea? I think that's mad.
Do you know what, though? Everton are just cursed, man. We have to remember. We still, to this day, have to remember that Ancelotti actually managed Everton. I still can't get over
that. I have no idea how that happened. I have no idea.
He's wiped out his history book.
You know, when you go to Wikipedia, Daps, and it's like AC Milan, Real Madrid, Everton. It just makes no sense.
There used to be this program when I was young. There used to be this program when I was young called This Is Your Life, right? And they'd get a celebrity that's achieved loads, and they'd have this big red book, and they'd go through all the things the person's experienced and give him the book at the end. And honestly, if they did that for Ancelotti, Everton would just not be mentioned. They'd just act like it never happened, because how it did happen. And the man sings he spent money, didn't he? He spent money there.
You know what it is? You know what?
Apparently he hollered Madrid, you know. Apparently he was on the phone to someone at Madrid, and he said to them something like, have you sorted out who your next manager's going to be? And they were like, nah. He goes, I'll have it if you want. And like,
this is why he went to Everton, because Ancelotti's clocked the game. He has nothing left to do. He's just doing extras. We've all played GTA here. I'm guessing the majority of the chat up. You know, when you complete the game and you're just running around doing side missions and just running around.
Or you just try complete it 100%.
That's it. Like, that's legit what Ancelotti was like. He was like, I've done everything in the game. He cannot solidify his legacy anymore. He's one of the GOATs. Now it's just extras. That was just a side mission. He's like, let me just go Everton. Why not?
It wasn't side mission. No. Flawless. No, that's a side mission. That's a violation.
It's not even no disrespect. It was a side mission.
James Rodriguez and it was a side re-inspiring Calvert-Lewin was definitely a side mission.
Flawless said he called Roman to go bowling on GTA.
He was like, yo, let me just do this. Everton, why not? Premier League thing, like, why not? That's the only thing he hadn't done was like bring a team up from like mid-table up until like Europe. That's the only thing he has left to do. That was Ancelotti, man. And then he left and then went and won the Champions League. Yeah, man.
Hey,
Just,
you know what?
yeah,
I play
exactly.
GXNG online, and sometimes
Yeah.
you just get bored. I just go fucking race
Facts.
for no reason whatsoever. Just let me just go race, man. I'm just
Mm.
bored. You go race, like he just said. Nah, I'm just gonna do side missions. That's wild. That's the best insult on Battle of the North from the start of the season. That's absolutely the best insult right there. But I said side quest. That's wrong. That's wrong with so many of them. But you know, let me give you a quick trivia about Everton. Husam was born on 20th May, 1995. That is the last time Everton won a trophy. The day I was born, they stopped winning trophies after that. From in my whole lifetime, I've never seen them lift a cup. You say Matisse, you know, Tottenham this, Tottenham that. Hey, Matisse has at least seen Tottenham lift a Carling Cup.
We
bro.
gave them the cup. Yeah, we played.
I've
them.
seen Everton lift nothing in my whole lifetime. My whole life.
Which is why I sometimes ask the question, where does the beef come from? I guess it's just the community, isn't it? Because there's literally
Liverpool 11.
Yeah, there's obviously
Yeah,
the beef is there because of the city. It's just the city beef.
Geography.
Yeah, geography. They can't chat to you in any capacity.
You can ask Flawless why he hates Leeds. It's the same.
There's just no conversation that they could ever have with you lot in terms of competitive. It's just not.
Bro, these guys supported Madrid in the Champions League final. They supported Sevilla. They've been City fans for the last 5 years, so they can hold that.
100%. Obviously,
before we move on, Matisse, that question, man, I want to hear the answer because you're best equipped here, man. Which team was worse, Frank Lampard's Everton or Frank Lampard's Chelsea?
Great question.
You should run a poll in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
I am running a poll. Chelsea's winning 81%. I would agree with them because the resources.
What even happened against Newcastle? Did you win?
The resources, no, it was a draw, 1-1 draw.
You scored a goal?
Yeah, no, the Trippier scored a goal. So what happened was Sterling kicked it at Trippier and it hit Trippier's hand and then it hit his foot and then it went in. So that's how Trippier is now our joint highest goal scorer at Stamford Bridge this season, I think. Apparently so anyway. But yeah. So Trippier's the one that scored. It wasn't really us, but it is what it is. Is that stat true, by the way?
Wait, sorry,
guys?
who's your top goal scorer again?
So I'm going to read this. This is the stat that I saw going around on Twitter. I don't know if it's true. They said that Trippier, after scoring that goal, is the joint highest goal scorer at Stamford Bridge for us this season. Is that true? Has nobody scored more than one goal?
You're going to have to tell us. You're the Chelsea
joint
fan.
Third.
Brother.
Okay, I don't know. Joint third. Kai Havertz is our top scorer with 9 goals. Nobody scored in double digits for us this season. Wow. 9 goals from Kai, and maybe someone else got joint 9 with him as well. I can't remember. I tried to stay away from these stats; they're disgusting.
No, you have to help us out here. Sorry, who?
It's third highest. Yeah.
So who's your high? Wait, is Havertz actually your goal scorer?
Yeah, Havertz is our top scorer of 9 goals this season in all competitions. 9 goals in all competitions, by the way. I just want to make that clear.
9 goals in all competitions. He didn't even hit 10 in all comps. That's fucking.
Arsenal respect Jesus.
7 in the league from Kai this year. 7 goals, 1 assist.
I can't lie. You shouldn't call him first name basis anymore.
Any penalties?
Now that's a Chelsea thing, though. Chelsea call everyone by first name terms, isn't it? It's Todd, it's Mason. It's all first name basis over there.
No, but at least call him Kai if he's good. He ain't Kai now.
No, he's shy.
He's just K.
Special K. We'll call him after the cereal, Special K. Kevin with the super chat says, "You're a big up to everyone. The panel is straight fire. Husam gonna look like the bald Arab Rick Ross when he goes bald, Habibi." Listen, 1 week. I think it will take just 1 week for that Bellingham deal to get confirmed. Official communications, and then bald next week. You're on this show bald. That's how I'm.
You know what makes me laugh about these guys? Like, what makes you think caps don't exist? Like, you really think I'm gonna sit up here bald on every show?
Wait, why do you think I wear a cap so much, bro?
I'm gonna shave it. You can see it once, and then after that, it's caps from then. It's as simple as that, bro.
Until I go to the barbers in 2
No, but Daps, you know what kills me? People think I'm actually gonna sit up here bald. Like, I'm just gonna wear a hat.
You should.
No, or I can wear
it
the
might
Arab
suit
thing,
you, bro. It
the
might
Arab
suit
thing
you.
on my head.
Bro, you should. The
That's amazing.
viewership will go way up. I had to
Hey.
shave myself bald because of something on the Big Six a couple of seasons ago.
The way
I
you said
forgot-
that was mad. I'm not gonna lie. The way you
Yeah,
said that
all
was
right,
mad.
all right.
You
fair
could have
enough.
said your hair.
Yeah,
You shaved your hair.
yeah.
Your hair bald.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
Then
Hairline,
the-
that was
You
very
are
sus
looking
right
for that Mankind sponsorship right now, aren't you?
then the following day, I forgot I had an interview, and it was a great interview. I had to interview Gab Marcotti, but I had to do it bald. So I don't know how serious he took me that day because I looked like an egg. But man just
You
rocked
look
it
like
for the
John
next week.
off of Guess.
You said you look like a what?
An egg, bro. Just one.
You look
big
like an egg
bro.
now with hair.
Nah, I don't, bro. I don't. I need to go and get a haircut.
You do. I
So-
can't lie. Your
It's not a good time for
hairline
me to
is
be.
just.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
Your hairline is moving mad currently. I'm gonna be real with you.
Flawless is 100% spitting with the Anthony point, and you can easily catch out rivals by asking how many of Brighton's squad are you taking versus Manchester United. It's true, but right now a lot of people would take a lot of players out of Brighton. To be honest, they're all very good footballers. It
So
seems.
just quickly,
Mm.
Did anyone take in the Dortmund and the Bayern games?
Yes, I did a watch along for that. Unbelievable.
Bro, unbelievable. But it is why. Like, was Jude fully injured, or
Yeah,
has
he
got
was.
medical?
He must have been.
It was his
Mad.
knee. I
He
heard.
must have-
How true that is, I don't know.
He that must have been one of the most frustrating games for him to watch. Just sat there thinking, I can't come on in. And by
And
the
then
way,
he put on a
that
Dortmund shirt for Instagram, so he could take a picture and cry later. Like, oh,
but that
thank you for your
that
support.
listen, watching that game, yeah, that Durhamville is going to be one hell of a player, man. That winger for them.
I can kind of see why
Unbelievable.
Liverpool fans wanted him as like their next Steven Gerrard, though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
because it's
We can
the
all
way
see
he-
that. Don't worry.
yeah.
Go on, where you going with this? Where you going with this?
I think everybody knows where I'm going.
Where
with
you
this.
go? I want you to go with this.
Hey,
man.
I'm
Run
just
with it.
saying, yeah, a
Run
league
with
title defining definitive day. Man comes onto the pitch, balls out, ball in his eyes out. It felt very Gerrard. It felt very Steven to me. I could see.
You know, Matisse. You know, like Daps.
Henderson
disrespecting
would
him.
never, by the way. Henderson.
No,
would never.
Daps disrespecting him or flawless. I'd get. But you know, with you specifically, having watched the wars from 2005 to 2010, saying this shit, just honestly, no Chelsea fan respects you. Forget Liverpool. Like Chelsea fans.
He scored an own goal in a Carling Cup final for us, so I do respect him.
Matisse, you want
I
to
do
go
appreciate
in
it.
goals and finals? He's the only English player to score in every single final.
Nice.
Now he's quiet.
Premier
Not
League,
final
though.
day.
Premier League though, long
Premier
day.
League is not a final.
I know it's a long season, it's a long day.
And also, if you want to do the whole not a final thing, then where is Drogba's legacy without the goals and finals?
Ooh.
His legacy
Yeah, exactly.
is
Because he
won
had a
every
couple of
single
seasons
trophy
with
he
less
needed to win.
goals than
He won
had less
Golden
goals
Boot in
than
a Premier
Darwin
League winning
Núñez a couple
season.
of times.
When Drogba needed to win a Golden Boot in a Premier League winning season, he did so. When Gerrard was needed, he slipped. All right, so let's be very clear.
Matisse. just
Gerrard
stop.
slipped. Suarez
Stop.
cried. Scouser's dream has fucking died. City win 5 in a row, and we're all singing Enzeko, Enzeko, Enzeko. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I never heard that, Chad. That's joke.
I hope
Oh,
he
we
scores
sing it all the
against you in
time.
the final.
Listen, I've
good.
always said in the
I
last
said Gerrard
What's
slipped.
that?
Suarez
Suarez
cried.
The Scouser's dream has fucking died. City win
but
5
seriously,
in a
I'm not-
row,
people-
and we're
people
all
That song doesn't
singing
hit anymore though because we won
Enzeko.
the league.
People
But
are
the
asking
thing
the
is-
question. He wasn't on the pitch the whole game. How did he get on the pitch at full time with the full kit? Like he did a John Terry.
No, but that's the part I was saying before you started the Gerrard conversation because you're just an asshole. That's the thing I was saying. Like he wasn't even on the pitch. He went wore the kit just to take a picture for Instagram and go like, "Sorry guys." But you know that league
Sorry,
will
guys,
never
I'm
have my
leaving.
respect. That league will never have my respect. Honestly, it's actually ridiculous at this point. Bayern this season have been in their absolute worst.
Yeah.
Sacked a manager, went and hired another manager, and somehow still managed to win that league. You know when people say Farmers League, you take the Bundesliga as the absolute definition of a Farmers League because you're telling me Bayern's worst season and they still somehow manage the league.
That was
with
a
shit-
massive bottling.
Yeah,
Right?
Bayern
Like,
with a shit
you watched
manager
the
like
game.
that.
You watched the game.
I won
I-
a league
I-
title.
I had both games on at the same time, right?
Matisse,
Royce,
I watched the
Royce.
Dortmund game,
Oh
and
my
the
God.
only people I felt sorry for was their fans. Dortmund as
yeah,
players,
real talk. Yeah,
they
yeah.
sucked. All 11 were absolute rubbish.
Bro, the
fact
defending for the 2 goals was horrendous.
Now,
but let me
do
tell
you know
you,
what? I'm
the fact
sorry,
that-
that Durham
The fact
that
that Niklas Süle had a better finish than all the Dortmund forwards is embarrassing, and he's a centre back.
But no,
volley
that's the
was
thing.
better
Do you
than
know
the
what it was?
entire Dortmund
Do
forward.
you know what it was? I've been saying like what Arsenal need. this season or next season, is, and I get why they're going for Gundogan, because they need one or two experienced league winning, like players that know how to win stuff, right? And that Dortmund team the other day, like I said, that Duranville, the right winger that came on, he's 17, my guy did not stop running, beating his man, banging crosses in, and he's a 17-year-old. Like, some of the experienced Dortmund players and their finishing was atrocious. Like, that is a bottle job. And do you know the maddest thing is, we've got to touch on it. Does everyone know what certain individuals watching that game flew over to Germany to watch that game?
Robbie, who?
So Arsenal fans, stop blaming. Stop blaming. Stop blaming.
No, I don't think you did. I think you may have seen an old clip that went up on AFTV clips.
Sorry, who went to watch the game?
I'm running with that. Oh, really? Is that what it was?
I think it's an old clip. I don't think that's
I thought he had actually come.
Yeah. He definitely didn't.
Oh, he didn't go there. Random. What? They just happened to put it up.
Very smart timing from production. That's what
I
they
believe
do.
As well. I ran with that.
This is what they do. Why isn't Husam bored? He's supposed to have head shinier than a bowling ball. It's not done yet. It's not done yet, but it's nearly done. And I think, have you conceded defeat now, Husam?
Conceded defeat? What do you mean?
Like in the Bellingham
as well, bro.
Bellingham situation, have you conceded?
Matisse, that's the dumbest question you've asked me all season long. With all due respect.
Wow. Well,
like, what is that? Is a miracle gonna happen tomorrow, and suddenly he's gonna go like?
I don't know. You always kept DMing me different sources, telling me that this is the truth.
Did he DM you different? No, he didn't.
No, because
on Twitter,
you accused me of making this up.
No, I kid you not. I must have about how many different times has Husam DM'd me about Bellingham and the truth? Right? Oh, here it is. Breaking.
You notice how? By the way,
the Anfield talk. Liverpool's American owner, John Henry, will backclop this summer with significant money to spend in the transfer market. Jude Bellingham, the Dortmund midfielder, remains number one target.
Okay, let me
Paul
tell the subscribers.
Paul Joyce. Oh.
Okay, let me tell the subscribers something.
Another one. Hold on.
Sorry, are we allowed to do this now? Is this not breaking rules when we do the personal DMs of that? Are we allowed to do that now?
Liverpool reportedly made a bid just shy of 100 million for Jude Bellingham from Dave O'Cop.
Hold on, his second name Cop.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one from Court Offside. Great source, Sam.
Man said Dave
Liverpool
O'Cop,
have taken their interest in Jude Bellingham to a whole new in the form of £100 million bid.
Oh shit!
Are you done now?
Oh, another one. How many times? 5. Oh my god, 6.
Did you see that I sent you? Did you see that I sent you?
From March.
Yo, here choking on my drink, yo.
Oh, Bellingham coming to Liverpool. 6. Do not try this, by the way. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
Okay, anyway, as I was saying, you know, to the lovely people who watched Battle of the North last week, this bozo, Mr. Egg right here, accused me of I'm the guy that starts shit. I've come on here, not insulted Chelsea once or him once. I've just been talking about football this whole time, and now look how he's on to me. You see that I told you, me and Flawless aren't the problem. Matisse is the problem. Please understand. Me and Flawless have done 8-hour shows together without Matisse, without having beef at all. It's this guy. This guy's the problem. Matisse is top instigator. Matisse is like that. He just likes stabbing you in the back for no reason whatsoever. And furthermore, the only reason I sent him those DMs is because he kept insisting in January it was over. It wasn't over in January. There were still people talking about him to Liverpool.
It wasn't January. The first one there is from March 23rd. Okay, don't lie. Okay, it's from March and April. March and April. Do not lie. Do not lie. Do not lie.
You know, Matisse, you saying don't lie is like a prostitute talking about honor. That's the thing.
March and April. Okay, March the 21st is where it starts, and it doesn't stop until April. What's the date? When did you?
He's like, I'm already gonna be bald. Why are you doing this?
April the 3rd.
Man, asking for mercy. Why are you doing this?
I'm already gonna be bald, man. Can you just fucking move on? Like, what more you want? Khalas, I'm gonna be bald.
No, I need some Hold on. So who is
Last
coming?
time he's like, "Oh, you're the one who starts this." Blah blah blah. I didn't start nothing. Fucking shit club in 12th.
Hold on. Give us some updates. Who's definitely coming to Liverpool? Give us some updates.
There is no definitely. I've already explained this.
Okay. Not McAllister.
I've said before, and I'll say it again.
Man said he's retired.
I only know who we're interested in. I do not know who we're gonna sign. McAllister, I told you guys about 3 months ago. The others were still interested in. Nothing's done yet. So any people who go on YouTube or on any other platforms and tell you this is done, that's done, ain't shit done. The ones that were interested in Lavia, there's definitely interest. There's interest in many people, but there's nothing done. So tomorrow we can move on from Lavia to someone else. We can move on from this guy to that guy. So look, if I hear anything, I'll let you guys know. But McAllister, I do know for sure is coming. Other than that, it's all speculation. The good thing is for us this season is we have learned from last season's mess ups. So we're no longer going like just plan A. Now there's plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E.
Sorry, can I have that
you know, Timber, for example. I'll give you a live example from this actual, like from what's happening right now. Timber, we were really interested in Timber. Like we really wanted him. And because of his price tag, we moved on directly to plan B, which is Inacio from Sporting Lisbon, which I think probably should have been plan A anyway. So like that's another one. But so look, anything's possible. And tomorrow we could say no to Inacio and go move on to Bella Kochap. You never know. It's all open.
You
season.
saying no. Right, got you.
What's up?
He's learned from his mistakes.
No. It ain't about learn. It ain't about learn from your mistakes. Here's the thing you need to understand, Matisse. Look, you can ask the people who have subscribed to my channel on a real one. They know me. When it comes to these things, I don't make them up. I actually went 2 from 2, which is Gakpo, and I told people about the McAllister stuff as well.
No.
The ones that I got wrong.
You're
you know,
doing what a typical ITK does.
Can I speak? Can I speak? Let me just give educational.
All right, Kevin.
Educational moment to the people.
Let me talk.
It's always your own people that let you down. I'm an Arab and I trusted the Arabs. Should have never trusted the Arabs. That's when the Qatar thing happened. I trusted my own people.
Wow.
My own people stabbed me in the back. I should have never translated. So the Arabs can hold that. I ain't ever gonna trust them again.
Wow.
And now the Bellingham stuff is something that everyone spoke on. And
instead of taking accountability,
you ask Jurgen Klopp himself,
instead of taking accountability,
if you asked Jurgen Klopp himself, he would have told you
the entire Arab community under the bus. That is unbelievable. How shameless
really
can you
unbelievable?
You've thrown
your
the
hairline.
entire
That's
Arab
really
community under the bus.
Your hairline is
You,
really
as an
unbelievable.
ITK, don't want to take responsibility for your actions.
Your hairline is more
And now you're saying that because everybody else did it, I'm a little sheep, Baba, and I'm going to tell you that Bellingham's done. You have your own brain, you have your own mind, and you have been going up against the Liverpool fan base for years. And yet now, when Bellingham is done, this is where you draw the line to follow the herd. How disappointing. How disappointing, Husam. I thought you were your own man.
I ain't trying to do none of this now.
Man has all these new big shoulders. I thought you was your own man. Oh my goodness.
All my new big what?
This pathetic excuse.
Say that again. My new big
you have
what?
new shoulders, right? You're always telling us.
Where's
about
your shoulders?
Yeah, but yet you've been, but now you're bro.
I've seen WNBA players with more shoulders than you. Where's your shoulders?
You have new shoulders, but you were shoulders
Matisse, let me tell you right now, before I come to visit the UK 2024, organize charity boxing, me and you.
Man,
whoa.
Because I need to punch the shit out of you.
Whoa. Is this breaking news? This is breaking news. Sam, you coming in 2024?
Bro, they're giving Jordanians free visa. 2024. So I'm gonna come visit.
We have to make that happen.
Hey,
and guys, let's make it happen.
I'm putting the energy out there right now to the chat. Yeah.
Oh, listen,
live show 2024.
Sam, listen, when you touch down in the UK, it's going to be Husam versus multiple people in live battles, bro.
I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. The Matisse thing is a joke, but there's a couple of YouTubers I'd gladly punch the shit out of.
Name them. Name them.
No. Listen, I'm trying to be peaceful. Just gonna say, listen, you know, innit? But some of them I would gladly punch them in their left eye right now.
Left eyes, listen, eye patches all around.
Oh God. Anyway, I had to cook him because he's been cooking me all season, and rightly so. But the season's over now. Everybody's on 0 points again. Pochettino's already brought us back up to 7th, so we move. Let's talk about the cup final coming up, man. Because you guys, you face each other on Saturday. Is it 3 o'clock kickoff? Wembley, FA Cup.
Sunday,
the first. No, I think
Saturday.
I thought it was Sunday
It is
as well, but
Saturday,
it is Saturday.
Yeah, it's
It is
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah,
Sunday?
surprisingly, yeah, the Saturday coming. Yeah.
Sunday, bro.
No, it's Saturday.
It's
It's
Saturday.
Saturday. It's not Sunday. Yeah, I thought it was Sunday, but I checked. It's Saturday. It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh shit. Okay.
Do you, Flawless? Do you have any hope? And what do you want to see plan wise? Because it could be long. I can't lie. It could be a tough.
Oh yeah,
one.
of course it could. Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course it could be. I've said this. I think I've said this on this show when asked about it, and I've said it previously when I've been asked about this the final in regards to how I want to see Manchester United set up is how we set up against them in the home game at Old Trafford. That has to be the plan. That has to be the play. And with a couple of injuries as well, we have no choice. I think everybody who started against them is actually fit. I think the only one who's 50-50 is Shaw when we played that game. So it has to be obviously the Hairline goal. You play your back four. Then where it's key is you have to play three midfielders. He's got to go with Casemiro, Fred, and Eriksen as a midfield three, and then play Bruno in one of the wide spots as well. So Bruno can then invert and just be a spoiler, like where in the roles that Stones and Rodri are in. Where he's going to play Rashford is
wide right, maybe.
Yeah, he might play, but I was thinking wide right, and then I was thinking, all right, what does he do with Rashford? Because ideally, we're going to have to hit them on a counter-attack. But I don't really want to see Rashford against Walker, because that's Walker's strength. So you either play Rashford central, or you play him from the right-hand side. So we could play Bruno from the right, Sancho from the left, Rashford central, or he might even go Rashford from the right, maybe play Bruno from the left, and Martial up top. I think that's the only thing, that's the only question mark I have. That's the only one I'm looking at. But the rest of the team picks itself. How to set up picks itself as well. The blueprint on how to beat Manchester City is there for us because we did it. And like I said, it's the same players as well. He was talking smoke. He's talking
saying I was talking smoke. I've already explained that in the earlier part of the show.
Oh, you're talking about the beat. Oh,
yeah,
scene.
Was my housemate one of the ones that was pissed off with you?
I didn't actually know he was, but
I've been out. I'll ask him in a minute.
Lots of Man United fans were,
But
if you win the FA Cup, more than happy to bump your grade.
But it bumped up, like I said. If we win the FA Cup, 110% overall, like including the Premier League, like third place and 2 trophies. The only thing we could have done extra is the Europa League, so that's definitely an A.
Extra
110%. That's definitely an A. But right now, like I said, overall the season's been a B plus, 100%.
Yeah, finish the paper. Finish the paper. And
big up to the guys watching in the audience, sending us videos. Some people watching on their TVs as well. Big up to you guys.
Up, man, I almost died, so thank you to get that on camera. But the blueprint on there and how to beat. Yeah, I was like when Matisse and Husam, I was drinking in it. That's why you heard me coughing. That's why I was choking. You know what I'm saying? Because I was laughing. But yeah, the blueprint on how to beat Manchester, for us to beat Manchester City is there, and we have the players. Of course, we have to hope they have an off day and we have an on day and catch them. So I'm just hoping Ten Hag sets up right and we don't get embarrassed. Go out there, man, and like, even if we lose, just don't get embarrassed. Don't get embarrassed. That's what I'm saying. Go give them a game, which we are capable of doing. Don't just go there and roll over. But that being said, all that I've just said, I think we win the game.
Because make no mistake, it's funny because if you do get battered, right? If you do get a battering like a 4 or 5, which you've had
inshallah
this season, Man United fans won't be arguing with me anymore about my rating because they'll be so embarrassed to lose the first Manchester derby heavily.
Yeah, they'll be extremely
and they're the ones who could stop the whole treble thing, by the way.
Yeah, they'll feel so disgraced. Yeah. They won't be coming to me again with that.
But I wouldn't, even if we were to get battered by City, I wouldn't downgrade it. It's still a B. You know what I'm saying? It's still a B plus overall. I'm not.
I
would actually still leave it at a B. But I'm just saying.
Overall,
they wouldn't come and
because it don't take away from the Carabao Cup. It don't take away from the third place finish. It'd just be a very, very bad ending to the season. But overall, good season. Like I say, it's exceeded all my expectations. I did not expect to be here at this point last season. I mean, at the start of the season, I did not think we would be here. No chance. You know what I'm saying? Someone would have said, yeah, you'll win a trophy, reach another final, and finish third. I would have said, not a chance. With these
Flawless, don't take this personally, but I hope City fuck up Man United. I have never in my life wanted Man United to get fucked up more than in this game right here, right now. I don't even want them to lose. I want City to straight up fuck them up 3-4-0. I want them to get humiliated, embarrassed like never before. Wallahi, I cannot listen. Flawless, it's no disrespect, but I hate your club. Like, it's just, there is no club I hate more on God's green earth. In my entire lifetime, I have bought only one Man United piece of equipment, and that is my bathroom slippers. So I step on their crest before taking a shit every single time. I just step on it. As I'm taking a shit in the most disgusting circumstance. I hate that club. I hate that club with my whole soul. My entire soul hates that club. Honestly, like I just hate them. And it's not like I don't like City, but whoever it is against United in a final, I am a supporter.
You are also against, yes.
So for you see this Saturday, bro. If you come, to my watch along, make sure check out all the watch alongs from all the great guys here. But if you come to my watch along, expect me to be singing City songs. I'm gonna be fucking so emotionally invested in that City stuff. Like I need pain. I don't need just a win. Please understand. I need pain also. When you see like a UFC fight, this the last time I felt like this was when Khabib was fighting Conor. I wanted Khabib to fuck up Conor, and I got what I wanted. I want now Khabib Conor. I want them to fuck them up. Like I want them knockout, pow. They choke them the fuck out. I want them to win like 4 or 5-0. I want it to be a humiliating Wembley experience. Inshallah, they get humiliated at Wembley. I will pray for City to win. I will pray for City to win.
Husam, you don't need to apologize. Like I would expect that. You know what I'm saying? You dislike my club the
real
most.
rivalry.
I dislike your club the most. As much as I get onto Arsenal, as much as I dislike City, Liverpool is the club that I can't stand the most. So you don't have to apologize. Like I expect that. You know what I'm saying? That's only
It's
right.
so much hatred, Flawless. It's so much
100%.
Do you ever? Yeah,
no, but wait, let me ask you a question. Sorry, Matisse, I have to ask this.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity. Because I'm gonna put Flawless in a crazy situation. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, City already won the UCL. So let's say the FA Cup is the last final the whole year, right? Let's say City won the Champs and the Prem. And the FA Cup final is Liverpool against City. Who would you want to win that game?
Yeah, for fuck's sake. How are you going to say this?
Because we can stop the treble, or you hate us more. Which one?
It's both. You know what I'm saying? Because of course I don't want Manchester City to win the treble, but then I don't want Liverpool to win anything. I don't want you lot to win a Carabao Cup. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you lot to be in League One and lifting that. I can't stand it.
So you'd rather City win?
I don't know. It's not rather either. I lose either way in it. I don't want Liverpool's under 23.
Which one would be a tougher loss? That's the thing.
They're both just as bad. That's why when you two were both going, when you two were both going for league titles, and people are like, "Oh, who do you prefer, Liverpool or City?" I'm like, I lose either way. Even this year, when people are like, "Oh, City or Arsenal," yes, I dislike Arsenal more, but that doesn't mean I'm okay with City winning it. Either or I lose. I don't want to see any of my options.
And that's why publicly, Flawless, I've already said, even on this channel, just for the sake of this league, I'm supporting whoever goes up against City next season in the league title, not called Man United. If it's you who's going up against City, I'm a citizen. Please understand. You see, when that Aguero moment happened, I promise I'm not going to say Wallah, because there might be a happy-ass City fan, but I celebrated that Aguero goal probably more than people at the Etihad that day. You need to understand my life. I've been surrounded. No, but Daps, you need to understand the context. My life, when I grew up in my city, I was in a small-ass town, the only Liverpool fan, surrounded by glory-hunting bastards, Man United fan, fucking 200 of them, and I was there alone.
I hear you. So hold on, bro, respectfully, to understand the context, that was a stadium full of Manchester City fans, yeah? And that was, remember our first one, so there was less tourists there. That was full Manchester City fans, yeah, who have grown up having a banner saying 34 years. It will never be done in my lifetime and all of that, yeah, bro. I understand your hate for Man United in your town in Jordan, and, the lot that don't like... UAE, yeah. But this was a Manchester stadium full of Mancunians who've had 34 years of it rubbed in their face, bro.
I promise, wallahi, I get it.
But do you know what?
But do you agree that hatred is stronger than love? Because I really hated my situation.
You need to find love. You need to find love, bro. I'm not gonna lie, love's stronger than hate. I'll be
fair enough.
I'll be romantic in a second, but I get what you're saying. But for me, look, I personally think Man United, it is a cup. It's a cup final and it's a derby, yeah. And also, this is a bit like, remember when Centurion season where we played Man United at the Etihad and we were 2-0 up at half time, and I believe it was Carrick went in the dressing room and pretty much told the whole Man United team. So we could have won the league that day against Man United. And I think Carrick was the one that went in the dressing room and told all them United, like, do not fucking go out like clowns. And Pogba put in probably one of his best performances. And it's kind of one of them ones right now that, like, the truth is, because questions be going around City fans like, would you rather win the Champions League final or beat Man United in the cup final? And do you know what? A lot of City's original fans are saying, I still would rather beat Man United at the FA Cup, which I get. But my view on it and Steve's view on it is the same. Is that, you know what?
The champs.
If we lose the FA Cup final, right? The whole thing is, yes, for a week there is banter off of Man United fans, yeah, but a week later, if we go and lift them big ears, right? The FA Cup thing, right? We haven't done a treble, and you know what, United, you have stopped us from doing what you did, but we've just done a 3-peat and won our first ever Champions League, yeah. Respectfully, and look, here's the thing, I had to make the decision because I was at Brentford at the weekend. I was at Chelsea the weekend before. I was in Munich the week before that. I was in Bayern 2 weeks before that. I was in Leipzig about 3 weeks before that. And I have a daughter. So it's kind of got to a point where the baby mum is kind of like, look, you can't just keep saying. And she's right. So I had to pick one. And I was like, there's no picking. I can't go to the FA Cup final. I want to spend time with my daughter before I go away as well. And if I have to sacrifice one of the two, it's the FA Cup final because Istanbul is it. But here's the thing. I think if Manchester United want to get anything out of that game, Casemiro has to be on job, right? If Casemiro is on job, then yeah, do you know what? United could get something out of it. I'd still think it's in favour of City, even with Casemiro having a good game. But if Casemiro does not have a good game, yeah, then I think what everyone needs to remember is we can go back to Old Trafford. Was that February? It was February, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember when the month was.
Yeah, and you know what? And the beat is 2-1 that day. To be fair to United looked good. I still honestly believe that in the second half, when we scored that first goal, we were in control until that referee decision. But you know what? I'm not going to be an Arsenal fan and cry over that. The key in that game was, though, that was not the Manchester City that we are right now. Right?
That's true.
And the fact that especially the other day, I thought Pep might have brought on Haaland yesterday. I thought Pep might have brought on a few players just for, last game of the season for all the travelling fans. He showed no sentiment. Like, we thought Carson might get a run out and all of that. No sentiment. Premier League is done. We've won the Premier League. Rest is more important. And I think it also shows that Pep has a faith in this team that when the switch needs to be switched on, with players like Rodri, players like Gundogan, players like Kevin De Bruyne, players like Bernardo Silva, this game time is they need a rest, because they know what it is next week. They know this is exactly history. They know this is destiny. They have to turn up. And it's funny, there's rumours coming out that certain players are fighting for fitness for next week. Where did they get injured, please? Because they haven't been playing, right? There hasn't even been too many training sessions. Like Pep said, 2 more days off, then we start training on Tuesday. So for me, look, I back my team that we're going to beat Man United, but of course it is an FA Cup final, and United's fan base are really going to have like the bit between their teeth for this as well, because they don't want to be like allow us one step closer to that treble. We got 2 games. I said this on the way to Brentford yesterday. I said, you know what? This is just a little party, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's true.
Our destiny awaits us, and it sounds dramatic and whatever, but it really is. Like. Husam, me and you have been doing shows
dramatic, you're right, 100%.
You're right.
Me and you have been doing shows together.
Finals left, that's it. So you have to be right.
Husam, though, me and you have been doing shows together. And Flawless, to be fair, we've been doing shows together even longer. But I don't remember having this conversation with you. But I do with Husam, where people have asked me about how much I care about winning the Champions League. And I have in the past said, I'm not bothered. I want the league. Like the City original fan base, we love the league. The league is our bread and butter. It's 38 games, and we just keep wanting winning that and winning that and winning that and dominating. But I'll be honest with you, this season something's felt very different in Europe, where it is like it's become so important now. And I think even the loss to Chelsea helped that, because there's losing to teams, and there's losing to teams in the same country as you, right? So losing that final to Chelsea has hurt us for a couple of years, because you man have been able to come up here with inflatable trophies. We've got Nottingham Forest and Villa this season singing, "You'll never sing that, you'll never sing that," right? And it's just for us, like 5 out of 6 Premier Leagues, right? Everything Pep has done. But we just need those big ears now, just so we can say to everyone, we've done it, we are here. And do you know what? I'll be real. We've seen Aguero have to walk past the trophy. Sergio Aguero, who we love, is one of our best ever players. And it hurts seeing him walk past it and not be able to pick it up. I don't want that to happen to Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne deserves to get his hands on that damn trophy. And you know what as well? I think Pep as well, because there will always be that question mark over Pep, because people will say, oh, but he can't win the Champions League without Barcelona, right? So I think Pep needs that, deserves that. And that's why I think this season Pep's gone into the Champions League slightly different as well. And not even just the Champions League. Football this year, it's like Pep has said, you know what? Ball possession, dominance is very important, but winning is more important. And you start to see that a bit, where sometimes there are games where we've had a bit less possession than we would in the past. And I just think, United could get something, but they need to be on their absolute A, not their B game, by the way. They need to be on their A game. If they're on their A game, they can get something out.
You made a valid point as well. You did make a very valid point.
On the two finals, let me just say a thing. First of all, Jay, I hope you're listening to what he just said, because standards matter. You dumbass, so you can hold that, Jay. Second of all,
he's still angry.
I'm sure he left now.
He's probably
I'm sorry, Jay's just a dumbass. Now, second of all, let me just say this. I hear what Daps is saying regarding the two finals, and when he says destiny awaits and all of that, he ain't exaggerating, or he ain't saying anything not true. This is it now. It's two finals, so the last remaining two games are finals. The good thing for City is the way Arsenal collapsed. It has allowed them to go okay, khalas, the league's won now. It's not like we have to go kill ourselves to win this league. The league's won now. Ain't nothing serious left anymore, So that for them, from their perspective, is good. And even, by the way, from their points tally, you can tell they took their foot off the gas a little bit. Let's cut the crap here. They could easily went 96, 97 had they wanted to. So even that Brighton game, I believe they were a little bit rested as well. The Chelsea game, they were rested.
Certain man looked drunk still. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly. So now for me, you look at this FA Cup final, I think the whole injury stuff, Daps called it. There's no reason for anyone to be injured. It's not like they're playing excessive football anyway. The FA Cup is literally a week from the last Premier League game. So they have enough resting time for that game. But City just play their game and they can win that trophy. And by the way, we're sat here as Matisse and Husam and multiple different fan bases, the Arsenal fans, etc., getting trolled online all year long. But if Manchester United, allow, because it is in their hands to stop City, if they allow City to win this treble on their head top like this, then I'm going to be so real with you. Flawless said, maybe he isn't as emotionally attached to a lot of the players and stuff, but there's so many United fans who will probably have the worst summer ever if City win this treble. It'll actually be them who will hold it the most if City won the treble. Not even us or anyone.
All summer in their own city.
Because they're in the final two, Matisse. Remember, that's a very key part. It's it's not like they have to rely on Arsenal or Liverpool or someone to stop them. It's them, So now here's the question. Do the United players give a fuck about all that?
Bro, that's what Ten Hag's job is, to get them United players understanding. They have to all
whether they can stop it is a whole different conversation. But of course the players get. Of course they do.
Yeah, but I do get what you're saying though. There's
both. But you know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand.
Flawless. It is a valid point, because the thing is, the class of 99, Fergie would not have had to tell them this matters to the club, right? They knew, every single player in that knew what it was, And I'm not saying these players don't know, but Ten Hag needs to make this group of Man United players know the way that class of 99 naturally knew. That this is the way Carrick at half-time had to all those years ago.
It's added incentive, because some of these players are already winners as it is anywhere, and are just highly competitive and want to win, i.e. for Casemiro, for example. So it's you add in, not only is it winning the FA Cup, which is good for us, winning a domestic double, another trophy for Ten Hag as well, it's an added impetus and added incentive to stop Manchester City from winning the treble. Even if you weren't, even if you weren't winning the treble, even if you weren't on for the treble, it's still added incentive stopping you winning the FA Cup. And you made a great point about Casemiro being unsung. That's something I actually forgot to mention as well, which is a valid point, is our better players do have to be unsung. Casemiro got to be on it. Varane has to be at it. Eriksen has to be at it. Rashford. I've mentioned those four. Martinez ain't fit, but I've mentioned 4 of those 5 pretty much the entire season, and spoke how our seasons and games are so dependent on those 4 performing well, especially in big moments. If those 4 perform well, then we have an increased chance of winning this game, 110%. But the players know, of course, to win the FA Cup.
My point, Flawless, though.
Go on. What did I not understand
Because
about
you
your
said
point?
it goes hand in hand. I think Daps understood me. I don't think it goes hand in hand. I think the players would want to win for them, but who of the play? My point is as follows: who of the players gives a fuck enough about this whole treble stuff? Because the thing is, for me, I think they would want to win for them to win a trophy. But that added incentive that you're talking about, exactly what Daps said. If someone was coming through the academy, Rashford maybe. Players like that, those are the ones that would like fully get it, fully care extra, you know. But I doubt like an Anthony or Alessandro is sat there going like, "Oh, we must stop them winning the treble." I don't think that's a thing.
I disagree with those. I think Martinez ain't fair, but this is just me from the outside looking in. I think the vast majority of them would care about that. But even it's red herrings whether they do or not. Go out there and do the job. So I think it is added incentive. I think that's a part of Ten Hag's smoke.
You don't need motivation in a final. You don't need
exactly. I think that's just added extra to say not only have we won an FA Cup and it adds to our season, which has already been good, go win another trophy. I know a lot of these players haven't won the FA Cup before, so it's kind of like all right, and then we stop City from doing the treble as well. But there's no more motivation needed than it's United versus City.
So I've got a message for Husam, by the way. Big Steve's coming for you. Pause, by the way.
Big Steve's coming for me. Why is Big Steve coming?
He saw you on the show recently, talking about Manchester City being cheats and fake, and yeah, he's not happy with you, mate. He's very not happy with you. He's taken that personally. So
I know he is.
Just dropped me a message. You must be watching. Hold tight, Steve.
That's why they want to organize a show with me and him together.
That is exactly why they're trying to organize that, bro. He's asked for it personally. He's asked for it personally, and he just dropped me a message. He must be watching. Hold tight, Steve.
Hey, Big Steve, why didn't you tell me on Instagram you want to come for me, huh? Make me
pause,
be prepared.
Pause.
Don't do no sneak attacks, Big Steve. You follow me on Instagram. Speak to me. Tell me why did you say that time? Let's fight. I would have set it up.
All right, we're gonna go through these super chats. We'll come to a close because I've got a big chili on the big six to
big cherry. Did you say
chili?
Oh. Okay.
What's this? I've seen this tweet. What's going on? Talk to me.
What's going on?
What happened?
I was relegated from the prediction league, so
you got to eat one of the hot. You got to eat one of them hot chilies.
Hottest chip in the world. So I have to mentally prepare for that.
Wait, sorry. Can you explain why are you eating that exactly?
Because we do a predictions league where basically you predict the scores for the weekend's game. I came bottom in the table. Yeah, for the whole season.
And the guy who came first? What's his award?
I don't know. I don't think he gets anything. It's just about punishment. It's not about praise.
I told you. See, let me tell you. Expose this guy. I DM'd him on Instagram. I told him, Matisse, DM me 1 week and I'll send you my predictions, and you're gonna get some points because you clearly suck.
The thing is with you is your Mystic Husam predictions have not really gone very well this year.
Who's in the Champions League final right now?
Brother. You relied on an egg.
Brother.
It was an egg. We all saw the egg video. It's not
Wait, what did the egg say? Did the egg say Inter Milan beats Manchester City?
I said that prediction before the egg video.
Wait. Husam, does the egg said that Inter Milan beats City in the final?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I'm just asking.
No, but that's not what I'm saying.
I'm just clutching on to anything. I hear you.
But let me tell you what happened. When the quarterfinals first come out, Matisse is doing Serie A watch-alongs this year. So he's on that Napoli hype. Oh my God, Napoli, blah, blah, blah. I told him Napoli going to lose to AC Milan. It's going to be Milan derby in the semis. He's like, oh, you think Napoli are going to get knocked out? Haha, Mystic Husam. On his head top. Hold that.
You also said Bellingham would be a Liverpool player.
You also said Liverpool have a.
You're gonna get massive diarrhea, you know. You're gonna get massive diarrhea.
I'm aware.
You will.
What happened to Agate, Habibi?
Have you got a bidet? Matisse, let me ask you. Have you got a bidet at home?
A what?
A bidet.
Bidet.
No,
it's basically the thing to wash your ass.
Wash your ass out.
Yeah. You really haven't had. You really don't have that.
No.
You're gonna get you need an enema.
Oh my God, he's gonna be taking molten lava shits and just sat there with a burning asshole the whole time. Hey, I'd rather be bald.
Fact we didn't beat Chelsea home and away is embarrassing. I think that's a Liverpool fan because you drew 0-0 both games. Luton is my hometown, but I support Liverpool. Appreciate it. Well, listen, Luton's up. Looking forward to that. Those away days for Daps.
Your ends, yeah.
Big up to the best podcast on YouTube, Husam Habibi. I rate your patience on Troops podcast last week. Flawless laugh. Had me die in 1980.
Yo, why do people get out? This is what I don't like. Big up for the super chat. I appreciate it. Why is it on me? Because shout out to Troops. And when people are running jokes, I laugh and people get at me. Get at the person telling the jokes.
The way you laugh.
It's Matisse or Troops. What do you mean? I can't help how I laugh.
Okay, remember when I was doing facts on United, you told me it's the way. It's the way with you. The way you laugh.
I can't. No, you can help. You can help your delivery. That's just my natural laugh. You can help your delivery. Exactly.
You can help your laugh
hold
too.
that.
You don't have to laugh like an asshole.
No, I can't have a big laugh.
You can mute before you laugh.
I tell you, won't be able to help their delivery. Matisse after that cherry. After that chili.
Lord. What time is Big Six? Matisse, what time?
He's going to be moving around like a dragon.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Right, so you're going to be in the bathroom by half 10.
I don't know why you're wearing a sleeve shirt, to be honest with you. You should be butt naked, just getting ready for that, because it's your whole body is going to be on fire.
Well, who said I'm wearing this later? I'll probably have to change. Starting to get nervous now. Plus, let's not forget United took Cantona off Leeds after they won the league with Cantona. Yes, I actually that is true.
Yeah, we did, man. Shout out Eric Cantona, man.
Yeah, I mean, United are very good at taking the best players from the league, aren't they?
Wallahi, ya Sultan, we shouldn't have.
Husam, we shouldn't have trusted someone named what?
Listen, don't worry about it. That's Twitter Spaces heritage.
Oh, is it?
Twitter Spaces heritage.
Oh, was that,
Sultan,
was that
you're
where
right.
getting the knowledge from? It was the ITKs from the Twitter Spaces.
That's the person that he trusted for the Bellingham.
Yeah. Well, that's why he was DMing you in April.
Yeah.
That's why last month. Yeah, DM.
It's their fault. Yeah. Big up to the international community. Congrats to City and Manchester United. Congrats to the battling teams. Cheers from Southern California, Chelsea.
Hey, big up, man.
Big up.
Southern California.
Damn right. Big up. Appreciate it, brother. United.
Big up and hold that for your
They don't need FA Cup. That logic there, Martin, will be the death of United if that's.
We need the FA Cup, man.
That's all it is. Carabao, we're good, yeah. God damn.
No. Bring me both.
That's how much dominance City have now. Is that everybody's just happy to take the crumbs and the little grains of rice left over from the season. Big up, Ma. And Husam, what's that? Yeah.
Is that your name in the arrow?
Okay, so Matisse, let's just do an IQ test for you. So it says Matisse flawless in that. Who the fuck you think's the Arabic thing? The fourth guy on the panel, dumbass.
He got you there, because even I was like, it definitely says Husam in Arabic.
I didn't want to be. I didn't get that. I didn't want to be wrong, so that's why I asked.
It's 4 people on a panel. He said flawless Daps and Matisse. Who's the fourth going to be?
I didn't want to be wrong.
No, he's picking up Turkish. Carry on.
He might be picking up somebody else. You don't know. He might be picking up somebody else in the chat.
Brother.
He might have just left you out. If he's got a Husam agenda, he might not like you.
No one leaves me out. So let's just chill out.
Great shows. Man, brace yourself for more of the same next season. No chance Chelsea and Spurs in the top 4. Could be top 5 as well, because Champions League coefficient points if you guys in Europe do your job.
Yeah, because is it not top 5? Is it not top 5?
It could be top 5, yeah. It depends on the performance of the English teams, but I assume
it depends on the heritage.
I assume it will be top 5.
حسام عرف الرجل على اختراع الشطاف. He's saying basically introduce Matisse to the bidet. I'm gonna be real with you, Matisse. Had you spoken to me about this, had you told me you have to eat a chili, I would have made you get a plumber ASAP. I'm gonna be real with you. You're gonna be in hell for the next 2 days. Man said
he would have told you to go and get Mario and Luigi. Wow.
Plumber ASAP. You need that. You need that water.
Oh my God.
You're gonna be spitting fire. You need to understand.
I do understand.
You're gonna be spitting fire.
I don't need you is stressing me out even more by it. That's why
spitting fire from behind.
I hope the missus is out, Matisse.
She's not.
Oh, she's not out.
You better tell her tonight.
Hey, Matisse, let me just tell you, don't be expecting to do anything today.
No, more than you can believe.
Tell her, babe, go sleep.
He hasn't for the last month anyway, so he's fine.
You are a liar, a dirty, dirty liar. I hope Inter Milan dunk on your head top.
You already thought that anyway.
Daps, let the people know where to find you. Pleasure as always, brother.
Yeah, great show. And listen, we need to keep these going. Let everyone be clear. We've still got 2 more weeks of football. I know everyone else is kind of giving up now, but we got 2 more weeks. We got City talk on that, City United talk on that, then the Champions League. But after that, we're going to make sure these keep going, because these we all love doing these shows, man. But yeah, listen, Never Fail YouTube channel. I'm going to put it. I don't usually do this, but I'm about to put the link in the in the chat now. Yeah. And people, please go and subscribe to Never a Foul channel. I'm part of myself, Cass, Mo, and Ty, and we have guests on all the time as well. We're a few hundred below our target for these seasons, so please just go and support the cause. And I'll see you next week, man. Love to everyone.
There you are, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to Never a Foul. Husam, talk to me, bruv. Let them know where to find you. It's been a pleasure.
I need
Great
the thing
show.
on the screen. I need the thing on the screen. You know, I hope we need your brain working instead of your ass later. You know, the thing is, guys, if you wanna come check out hot chili fire content, make sure you subscribe to This Is Football. It's absolutely, spitting fire on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, it's just so spicy all the time. We have spicy football debates. We have spicy football conversations. We have real hot topics coming your way, soon, more and more and more. So make sure you go follow me on This Is Football, going live today for the final Liverpool therapy session. It's going to be an absolutely record-level spicy conversation. It's going to be absolute fire.
So are you doing this on purpose?
Of course.
So make sure you check it out. And listen, speaking of fire, all the spicy, fiery debates throughout the summer, you ain't going to be bored on them spaces. Don Husam6 on Twitter. That's the spaces, Matisse always references. So you make sure you come check it out. Just people spitting fire on the microphone. So big up to you guys. And make sure you guys like and subscribe Matisse's channel, man. Big up.
Flawless. Let the people know where to find you. It's been a pleasure.
That's a tough outro to follow. Big up to Matisse for having me as always. Man loves this show all the time. Big up to Daps. Big up to Sam. Large up the chat as always. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's me, Flawless. And please go subscribe to Sarcasm City TV as well. Live every day on the YouTube channel. Make sure you go follow the Twitch as well, because we're live pretty much. That's every other day at least. You know what I'm saying? On the Twitch as well, Sarcasm City TV, where you get obviously Manchester United content. We just discuss the rest of the Big Six Premier League shows. You get sports Q&As, and then over on the Twitch, NBA content, which obviously will be going down tonight with Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So the Celtics Heat Game 7, winner of that obviously goes to the finals. Live at midnight for the last Doing the Most, which is the Premier League show that we do. So make sure you check that out as well. But all these things I just mentioned are all on the upcoming live stream schedules on Sarcasm City TV and on the Twitch as well. And I'll be running more fan calling shows on the Twitch. And last but not least, FIFA 23. Any of you lot play pro clubs, give me a shout. In particular, any centre backs. You know what I'm saying? Anyone plays PS4 or PS5 or PS4 version, FIFA 23 pro clubs, give me a shout. But yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube.
Flawless. Your content is real fire. Speaking of fire, Miami Heat.
3, 2, 1, start.
Really, Matisse? Really?
No, Husam, you have to hold that.
I want to ask him an NBA question.
No, Husam, you're not going to do that. What's that?
Heat are winning tonight.
Nah.